Dark Souls 3 Vordt Speedrun.
Dark Souls 3 is the third installment in game developer From Software's infamously difficult game series Dark Souls. Known today for their critically acclaimed game Elden Ring, most From Software games follow the same gameplay formula of players navigating an area filled with difficult enemies to reach an arena where they will fight an incredibly hard boss. Upon defeating this boss, players will unlock a new area to explore and have the opportunity to fight more bosses to progress the game. Due to the extreme challenge of this company's games, players have taken it upon themselves to form communities both online and in person in which they will compete to have the fastest time in achieving a set objective. Known as the speedrunning community and expanding into countless games outside of the From Software franchise, we decided to host a fun competition between friends to get our own taste of what this online community has to offer. Dylan and our friend Donnie were faced with defeating the first two bosses of Dark Souls 3, Udix Gundyr and Vordt of the Boreal Valley, as fast as possible while starting the game at the lowest possible level. Dylan starts us out and begins by traversing through the game's starting area, the Cemetery of Ash, making sure to dodge enemies to avoid getting hit and taking damage. Reaching Gundyr's arena, Dylan pulls out the sword, locking the boss in place, and begins to attack and dodge the boss's moves. However, Dylan is no match for Gundyr this run, and ends up dying and passing the controller over to Donnie for his attempt. Donnie begins much like Dylan in the Cemetery of Ash. Once reaching Gundyr, Donnie fights the boss and seems to have the upper hand. Sadly though, Donnie is also no match for the first boss of this game and passes the controller once again back to Dylan for another run. Dylan starts his run from the beginning once again and makes his way to Udix Gundyr. After an intense battle, Dylan is able to defeat Gundyr and makes his way as quick as possible to the game's next area, the High Wall of Lothric. This area consists of a maze of castle walls which players can get lost in very easily if unprepared. Luckily, Dylan has practiced enough to know where to go, and even some shortcuts, such as jumping off the side of this ledge to skip a large portion of the area up to the boss. Once reaching Vordt of the Boreal Valley's boss arena, Dylan prepares to fight and secure his completion time. Dylan makes sure to dodge Vordt's widespread and rapid attacks, hitting the boss from its weakest points to optimize his time. Once defeating the boss, Dylan quickly exits the game to secure his time. Finally, when comparing the times, Dylan has his fastest time for a fully completed run, and is determined our speedrunning's event's winner.